Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the East Rink here at the Skating Club of Boston for this afternoon's TBL matchup between Holliston and your Norwood Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather here not only to celebrate the beauty of our sport, but also to honor the memory of the beloved figure skaters from the Skating Club of Boston who tragically lost their lives in the plane crash in Washington, D.C. Their passion, talent, and dedication inspired us all, and their absence leaves a profound void in our community. As we take a moment of silence, let us reflect on their lives, achievements, and the joy they brought to the ice. Please join us in honoring their memory and sending our thoughts and prayers to their friends and family. Thank you. At this time, would you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and those that serve to protect her with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, my name is Jack Tolman and I am the Director of Norwood Community Media. Today is the first live broadcast since the tragic plane crash that resulted in the deaths of 6 members of the skating club family. On behalf of Norwood Community Media, I would like to express our condolences to the club, and they have been in our thoughts and prayers. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the partnership that Norwood Community Media has had with the club, and we wouldn't be standing here right now if they didn't agree to work with us and partner with us to provide the infrastructure that allows us to broadcast today's game. In the words expressed by Club CEO Doug Zegheib, they have resilience and they will honor their friends lost by getting back on the ice. So today, let's go play some Mustang hockey, and with the help of the skating club, let's broadcast some Mustang hockey. Thank you.
Well said, Jack Tolman. Couldn't have put that together any nicer. It is interesting to be back here, I said, after what had happened this past week, but Mark Hoover here.
And Joe Pinola alongside you, Mark Hoover.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We are getting right back into this with hockey here. The skating club has been so wonderful to us, and we're happy to be here and to have a really what should be a competitive hockey game today between Norwood and Holliston/Ashland.
Exactly.
Mark, this is an interesting thing. It's a co-op between these two schools that this is the first year of it, much like Norwood had with Dedham in lacrosse.
Yeah. You're starting to see these co-ops happen in a number of sports, but hockey being one of them. There's a number of girls programs that have co-ops, hockey being a couple here for the boys program as well. But I think, Joe, for Holliston, Ashland, if you look at Holliston last year with just one win, and now they are sitting at what, 6-7-1.
Yeah.
With a real chance to make the tournament. This has been a terrific turnaround for third-year head coach Derek Bedard. So I think it's certainly done nothing but obviously help this particular program, both Ashland and Holliston.
Yeah, to come off of a season where I think they went 1-18 last season, or 1-18-1, to all of a sudden now be in the mix. They're ranked number 21 in Division III, so that is certainly something positive for them. And they're led by a number of captains. I have to imagine that is part of the fact that it's a co-op team. So you're taking Ashland's captains. Ashland had 4 wins last year, and Holliston's captains. They were the team that had 1 win, the lone win against Bellingham. But I think you have 7 captains and 1 assistant on the team. So a lot of leadership, a lot of older players. For Norwood, they have what's been most of their top line this season as their 3 captains, with Ryan Valeri, TJ Martin, and Jacob Sheehan. But also some youth behind them as Norwood tries to snap what has been a dismal streak for them, coming off of 6 losses in a row here. It has been a bumpy stretch for the Mustangs as they try to regain some sort of identity. You're correct there on that 6-game losing streak. It's been a while since the Mustangs boys hockey has find themselves losing that many games. I have to think back to maybe Coach Clifford's last year when they didn't win a single game all year. So Coach Allen has been trying to shuffle some things around in terms of lineups. I know that at one point, Kevin Roach, who'd been playing defense, had been moved up to forward just to try to find a spark here and there. They did beat Holliston earlier this year, but was only 3-1. And, you know, like you did mention, Joe, there are a lot of seniors on this Holliston squad. So there's a lot of experience here between Ashland and Holliston. And they, this Holliston squad is playing some very good hockey at the right time. A big win against Westwood the other day. So this is certainly not a team to be trifled with, and one that Norwood really kind of needs to kind of continue to hold that position in the power rankings. Yeah, they're number 24 in D1. So now you're looking at a team that was very high up in the power rankings early on, starting, I believe, 6-2. And now all of a sudden with this free fall, they find themselves potentially on the outside looking in if things don't turn in a hurry. They've got 3 games remaining on their schedule, do the Mustangs. They play against Westwood here on Friday, then they travel to Hopkinton and then KP on Wednesday next week, and then the Wednesday following it. So a couple of pretty big games for them coming up on the schedule, but it starts right here today. And we're seeing a little bit of chippy play here early on, Mark, which I imagine maybe is a testament to Norwood trying to kind of get something going to kind of get that momentum going for the team. And, you know, so it was interesting. I just kind of happened to look up over at the scoreboard and I go, oh, Mustangs already are a man down. So you and I are chatting
Apologize,
away.
we missed that.
The Mustangs find themselves a man down on the PK, as it looks like Rocco Ferrarioli went for something. Yeah, it was maybe the quietest penalty that I think we've had, but Norwood's done a good job here so far on the kill. So for the penalty kill right now, again, a lot of mixed up lines as Norwood gets a very fortunate turnover there, and Jacob Sheehan takes a quick shot on goal. A save is made by Shane Moriarty for Holliston, but a lot of mixing and matching, the typical line combinations that we're used to, maybe not what we're going to be seeing today. Although it is Brody Foley getting the start and goal today. It's been a rotating crew for Norwood there with Foley, Brody Pacheco, and also NCM's own Sam Gurney rounding out that trio that has been just playing game by game. It really has. Again, they're trying to find that, that momentum, try to get that back. And it has been really kind of an experiment these past 6 games to try to see what kind of combinations will work. How they're costly, potentially, turnover for Holliston, as they've given Norwood a few chances playing man down. This time it was Braden Lee for Norwood, who's already got 4 goals this season, who was able to come in and almost found some room. Lee with another shot goes just wide of the net. And Norwood not only does a great job killing off the penalty, they created some of their own chances. Yeah. Again, if we hadn't looked it up at the clock, we might have not known that they were a man down. Maybe that's why we were thinking it, because they played so well down a man. Exactly. Yeah. You're looking at, Shane Moriarty, one of the seniors. They're sitting here dressing 3 goalies, but, all 3 are seniors. Right. So it is going to be interesting to see what they have, in the pipeline here for Holliston. It is kind of nice, too. Again, when you combine these programs now, if you look at the size of the roster here for varsity, clearly a larger roster now, but they're also able to man a JV squad, which they didn't have. They haven't had. So, again, hopefully competitive practices too, right? On top of that. Yep. So. Either way, Norwood has not gone co-op. They've had a very strong program now for a while, and they're looking, as we mentioned, to get this big win. Right now, they've got kind of, again, a mix and match of the lines. We see Jacob Sheehan out there. We see number 16, Braden Lee, who was just excellent on that penalty kill. And they're going to go off immediately when I say that. They call on number 28, Ryan Valeri. He's out there. He's alongside Owen McDougall. And there's a shot from Mark Trahan, who has become, I think, the elder statesman of this Norwood defensive crew. Mark's a junior here, has 12 points this year, and is going to be tasked with some important plays here as we see a replay of that shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for, too, is to have your defenseman maybe jump up into the play, not afraid to take those shots. And then you looked at, again, Ferrioli, the forward there was able to stop back, on defense to kind of fill in the void when Trahan stepped in for the quick shot.
Good shot there a moment ago that just goes wide of the net, and the puck will be coming all the way back down as a result. So no change here for the Mustangs. Some good size I'm seeing from this Holliston team as we're seeing some of them skate by.
Some of those are some big boys.
Absolutely. Holliston can throw the body around. We saw that a little bit early on. So Norwood right now will have this line centered by number 26, Owen McDougall. He's playing alongside Valeri and TJ Martin. Ooh, almost another turnover from Holliston in front of the net. Kevin Roach keeps it in just barely on the blue line, but it eventually ticks out. And there'll be a little bit of a skating race off to the far side. Number 25 for Norwood, Max Connolly, got there first. Connolly is a sophomore who played an important role for them as a freshman last year.
Yeah, you're liking to see some of these, these underclassmen step up.
Oh, and speaking of, I guess not an underclassman there, it seems like he has been for a while considering the amount of contributions that TJ Martin has made. He comes in with a good shot.
TJ Martin has had a fantastic career up here on the hill for the Mustangs and rounding out his senior year. I mean, it was always kind of the running joke about him and Valeri. They are such similar skaters, similar size, and as Valeri there dumps it in, he'll get the change. But they wear 28 and 29, and one of them always had their sweater tucked in, and we could always never tell which one was which.
Yep. That doesn't make it easy. In fact, in prepping for the game, I was watching, who's the one that has the sweater tucked in?
Yep.
Here's Jason Gillis. Nice little drop pass, and Norwood gets a drive from Sviat Antipkin, number 22. Sviat is actually Norwood's leading scorer this year with 15 points. As Holliston comes right back with a drive. Foley almost out of position, but crisis avoided there for Norwood as he gloves it, and we'll see a face-off to his right.
Yeah, that looked a little scary as he kind of brought the pads up, but had been able to make that the initial stop on the drive there, but some nice forceful skating as the Panthers responded with a nice offensive rush.
So Norwood will keep this same line on here as Jason Gillis will take the draw. Gillis, the brother of Andrew Gillis, who had a great season for Norwood. I believe, Mark, was that already last year? Crazy how time flies. Or maybe 2 years ago. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong. Sometimes they overlap.
Let's hope it was 2 years that we don't feel like it's going that fast.
That's right. Jason, who I had in class as a freshman, and nice to see him out here playing a really key role for the team. About 8 minutes to go here. We're in the first period. Norwood has had probably the majority of chances, but Holliston's had a couple of their own. And now the goalie will come out of his net a little bit. Moriarty will hang on to it just a touch too long, and another offensive zone faceoff for the Mustangs. Yeah,
it looked like Shane wanted to drop that maybe to a defenseman, but probably the wiser play is just to hold on to that, get your line change as needed. So, and I'm looking at that. It looks like, speaking of line changes, I had mentioned how Trahan had jumped into forward, but on the faceoff circle there, Trahan was down in the forward position, and then after the shot, he dropped himself back defensively. So I don't know if they've moved Trahan to a forward position to play today.
Well, he's moving in here with a chance behind the net. Had a quick opportunity. Norwood keeps it in at the blue line there with Rocco Ferrioli. He was the one that took the penalty not too long ago. Now Ferrioli with a drive, and it is saved there by Moriarty, and we'll see another face-off. So Coach Hallen not making it easy on us with the line changes that we're seeing early on. Also doesn't help that everybody in the Norwood team, it seems like, has a number in the 20s for the most part.
That's a good point.
But either way, we'll see another draw. Braden Lee will be the one taking the draw. Tried to get it back to Trahan and eventually to Ferrioli. And now a little battle along the boards. Ferrioli turns the corner on it and gets it up for Trahan. Moving inside, throws it in front of the net, but it's steered just wide, and Brogan Roach will come back the other way for Holliston. Long lead pass, this could be dangerous, and the shot just goes wide. Nice work to get that to Oliver Leroux, who had a nice opportunity in front of him. He's Holliston Ashland's leading scorer, and that potentially is a big sigh of relief for Coach Allen and the Mustangs.
Yeah, that was not that did not miss by very much. He had a nice look. It looked like it was going upper right-hand corner, and
Absolutely.
just missed. But that was labeled. That was a nice rush, good strong drive to the net, solid shot.
Foley has some good size in net for Norwood, but again, a good sniper is going to find that room, and we know that Leroux is certainly capable of that. He continues to work in here, battling against Max Connolly, and eventually finds its way around the board for Kevin Roach. Roach has trouble gaining control, and Holliston almost had another chance as Leroux was in front. Roach returns the favor with a big hit, and a couple of the fans liking the chippiness in front of them. Now coming back the other way, number 28, Valeri steers it aside by the goal, and now he will go back and chase. Valeri weighs his options, tries to get it over to the far side. He was looking to connect with TJ Martin, but those two unable to hook up, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty coming up on Norwood in a moment. Holliston, all of the players on the sideline threw their hands up, and a little bit of a tangle there in the center of the ice. That was between, or maybe I miscalled that penalty. Excuse me there, Mark.
Yeah, no, I thought the same, and then I didn't see any hands up, so I'm like, well, I guess not.
I think maybe I got fooled into Holliston calling for it.
They were trying to get the refs were not going to fall for it.
So here comes Gillis into the offensive end, throws it off of number 3, Evan Kuharich, and a couple of the fans there on the far side wanted a call on the other way. So Kuharich and Gillis continuing to battle. Evan slides it up. Norwood gets a shot on net. It goes off the skate of Danny Kelly in front. And now Holliston slides it over for Colby Ullman, number 20. Ticks out of the zone, but Norwood immediately gets control back with number 24, Ryan Grenham. And with 5 minutes to go here, we'll get a change from both teams.
Oh, that's a great look there.
Good turnover there for Norwood.
In nicely.
Oh, Sheehan had an opportunity. Good defensive play, though, by Timothy Dwayne, a junior for Holliston, who was in front of the net. Now Sheehan turns the corner again and throws the shot on goal. But Trahan steers it aside and tries to get Norwood a second chance. Norwood moves in again. They've had a ton of opportunities. Trahan throws it on net. A little bit of friendly fire as he connected with Jacob Sheehan's back there, and Holliston comes out. Billy Connolly back with it for Norwood, and Trahan dumps it in. Norwood continues to apply the pressure.
Some great forecheck work here and that's going to get Holliston there. Going to get him on the hold.
A little bit of a hold there.
Yeah.
It looks like on number 12, that's Cullen Ford, who, speaking of some good size for Holliston, Ford is quite tall, especially on skates. But he grabbed a little bit too much there, and he's going to go to the box for 2 minutes. Good chance here for Norwood with 4:24 to go as we see a replay.
Yeah, great work right there as McDougal was in on the forecheck. And again, you were talking about that, Joe, the offensive forecheck that Norwood has had here this first period, and we are cruising right along with only 4:23 left in the first. But some terrific work thus far by the Mustangs in terms of offensive zone time. Let's see what they can capitalize here on their first penalty.
Good pass by Martin as he connected with Antipkin for a moment. This one a little bit in no man's land for a moment. So this is the first opportunity for Norwood on the power play here. Did they turn it over? Just barely. Tell you, from my vantage point, I think I agree with Ryan Valeri, Mark, as maybe we still saw a little bit of the blue, but very close in the face-off between number 13, Liam Fitzsimons, and number 21, Jacob Sheehan for Norwood will come just out of the zone.
I think Valeri was trying. The ref was on the far side, and it's a farther look for him.
But, so Norwood will have to regain the zone here, and they do pretty quickly with TJ Martin. Minute 30 to go on the penalty to number 12, Cullen Ford, who's one of the older defensemen on the Holliston Ashland crew. Norwood slides it over, this time for Valeri. Comes back out. Oh, and Tipkin thought about the shot and opted for the pass instead. And this one takes a little bit of an awkward hop. Nice job by Moriarty to get a glove on it.
Mustangs are doing a terrific job of working the puck on the outside and then trying to, except for, and of course, as I say that, Sviat sends it from outside, but they had been working the outside and then had been dropping in and getting shots right between the face-off circles, and nice puck movement here on this penalty for the Mustangs with 1:03 still left to run in it. So
about half of it gone by. That was a good shot from Sviat not long ago. Certainly we know he is quite dangerous with the puck on his stick. Martin slings it over for Valeri. Ryan Valeri moving in, has his shot blocked.
Nice
Number 3,
play.
Evann Kuharich is the one who's there. He's played a pretty good defensive game early on for the Panthers. Comes back out now with his shirt tucked in the back. It's Martin. Now for Valeri. Ooh, had an opportunity there maybe on the lower right.
Yeah,
and Tipkin collects instead.
Yeah, he was looking to go far side on that post right
nice
there.
Nice pass again. A little bit of a changeup this time off the stick of Martin. And now Sheehan doing yeoman's work behind the net. Swings it over for Martin. Norwood still with possession. 18 seconds remaining on the penalty to number 12, Cullen Ford. And Tipkin eventually finds its way here for Martin. Here's Valeri. Takes the shot, and it is saved once again by Shane Moriarty. 5 seconds left on the penalty, but boy, has the Holliston goalie been good, Mark.
He's been solid. He really hasn't given up anything. Any sort of rebounds have been off to the side. His lower pad work has been fantastic. I mean, if I'm Norwood, I like the puck movement. They certainly have had some good quality shots. If I'm Holliston, I'll let you work that perimeter as long as you need to, right? As long as I'm kind of matching up defensively, taking away any sort of passing zones. And they were able to kill it off here.
Oh, that was a good chance for Norwood. McDougall was right on the doorstep as that shot from Gillis provided a pretty nice rebound for him. But Holliston now breaking out the other way, and the teams are back at full strength.
Yeah,
good hustle for the Mustangs.
Yeah, trying to spring Painter there. And they just couldn't connect.
So a kill from both teams on the penalty. Painter now getting a little bit of ribbing along the far side. But Norwood breaking out the other direction with Gillis. Gillis tries to get around Grady Lucas, who is the one assistant captain on the Holliston team. And Norwood had a great chance there with Braden Lee coming in front of the net. Boy, Braden Lee, Mark, has looked very good early on, especially on the penalty kill at the beginning and setting up some chances as a key center for this team. Coming all the way down now for Foley. Swings it around for Kevin Holtgren, wearing number 23. Holtgren up for Lee as one of the Holliston players takes a spill. Looking into the center of the ice is Mark Trahan, but it ticks just out for him, and now to Rocco Farioli. A minute 20 to go here in the first period, no score. And Norwood now with some nifty moves gets another shot on goal. And you can see from the reaction by TJ Martin, Norwood has just been unable to solve Moriarty despite some excellent chances like the one you're seeing here on replay.
That has kind of been part of the story this year for the Mustangs. They have oftentimes outshot their opponents and still kind of, and I'm not jinxing it for this one, but the majority of their games, the Mustang offense has outshot their opponent and still are not able to beat goalies. You see a lot of stuff, unfortunately, again, right into Moriarty's gut. Right?
Oh, and here's another chance. Leroux in the same spot. And this time, Leroux is unable to get this through.
Great save. Quick glove. But we just, we're talking about that. Norwood's carrying the play in the offensive zone, and then they spring one. And a quick little snapshot there.
That's a huge save from Foley. And Foley almost didn't react to it at first. He just barely got it on.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of paused on that, thinking it went in. We saw a contingent in the stands make a nice cheer, and glad to know that they are for Norwood.
We think this is the Norwood side. That's the Holliston side.
A lot of times we get Holliston fans to our right, so wasn't exactly sure. But Brody keeps Norwood in there. And that's 2 chances with ice in front of him for Oliver Leroux. So you can see why he's got 12 goals already this year and is Holliston Ashton's leading scorer.
So final 30 seconds here of a very quick first period. As I say that, they have the offsides to stop the clock. But one penalty per squad. So both teams have had a chance to try their power play. Mustangs, I think, thus far, at least for the first 15 or 14 and a half, have pretty much carried play the whole way. Moriarty is certainly the difference there, the keeper for Holliston.
Well, let's see if there's one last gasp for either team. Norwood's chances have come on a bunch of shots and some physical play, but Holliston has maybe had the best chances from Leroux getting that open space. So 14 seconds left here on the clock as Norwood does battle on the far boards. Nice work as they eventually get a shot away. Moriarty with another save, and this one is kept in the zone. Good play by Valeri, but now number 16, Tony Moschini, who also has some good size for
I was just about to say, you were
Holliston.
talking about some of these big boys, and 16, he's got some size, but they do. Yeah, you look at Maschini and was it number 12 there, Ford?
Ford.
Yeah, they've got some big, strong defensemen. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work for this Norwood team. Their bodies are probably going to hurt after this one with the bruising that they're taking. A very entertaining first period, Mark, but no score on the scoreboard despite a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities for Norwood, and a couple great breakaways there for Holliston.
I think that what Norwood's going to need here in that second is to capitalize on that, because a lot of their games have been 2-1 losses, 4-1 loss, that they just have not been able to dominate on the scoreboard. They can dominate on the offensive time, but they've not been able to kind of really unload. And so I think that's kind of been the frustration part thus far this season, is that we've got some great offensive zone time, but you're not burying the puck. So hopefully for the second period, we'll be able to get that done.
Maybe something to build off of, we'll see in a moment. As we have the Skating Club of Boston sign there at the East Rink, we hope you will join us on the other side. Stay with us for period 2 coming up.
And back here getting ready for second period action. And Joe, kind of like with the first period, where you and I can chat a little bit, and who knows, maybe another penalty will happen. But I think it's important that we bring this to the attention of our viewership, that we have probably one of our newest members of NCM and a future broadcaster who's joined us.
That's right. To our right is my daughter Paige, who's a little over a year old, my wife Kaylee, and my parents are up from New York, Marianne and Paul Pinola. So I'm glad they can see the skating club, see everything that's here in Norwood, and get our littlest fan some hockey action here.
She is, as we were between breaks, she came in, she's wide awake and raring to go, so taking in some notes. And who knows, maybe in a year or two she'll be standing right here with us. There she is.
There she is, yep.
See, she's ready to go.
She's doing a great job. Not quite watching the game yet, but soon enough we'll have her on skates soon, right?
She's busy listening to Dad. She doesn't have time for this hockey game. She wants to hear what Dad has to say.
That's right. Either way, we've got a pretty good hockey game right now. 0-0, and the first period was very different for both sides, but the same result, obviously. Norwood played a strong game, getting a lot of shots off and a lot of saves for Holliston Ashland with Shane Moriarty in net. Holliston had a couple really good chances, both courtesy of Oliver Leroux, but either way, one penalty apiece, number of shots for Norwood, couple great chances for Holliston, no score to speak of.
Yeah, very evenly played. Like you said, though, Joe, certainly give the nod probably to the Mustangs in that first period in terms of offensive zone time. But in terms of quality chances, certainly those two that we mentioned that Holliston had, that Brady was strong to the task. Brady was strong to the task for both of them.
Yeah, Foley making a really big save to kind of towards the dying moments of that first period on Leroux's second breakaway of the period. But now Norwood trying to get the offensive engine working. Number 28 is Ryan Valeri behind the net. You'll be hearing his name a lot. 28, 29, 26 make up Norwood's top line today, as Valeri is playing with his usual counterpart TJ Martin, but also with Owen McDougall centering the two of them. And a good save there is made again by Moriarty, who will see yet another face-off from the frozen puck.
Yeah, we had talked, I think, at the beginning of the broadcast, how Coach Allen had to kind of shuffle lines here and there, and you kind of thought,
oh, here's a chance, and this one goes through. Great chance, and delivering is, I think, number 29, Mark. TJ Martin, as he's got that shirt kind of tucked in behind him. He'll go through the handshake line. It is a goal for Martin. It's his 6th goal of the season, 11 points for the senior, as he takes advantage of a little bit of daylight and puts the first one past Moriarty to make it 1-0 Norwood. And a little bit of sportsmanship there. I'm not sure if him and Moriarty know each other, but he got a little, all right, nice shot, bud.
You got me on that one.
After he made that one through. So, a lot of these guys play against each other in club and things like that, and especially as they're growing up, all from towns that are nearby. So, kind of neat to see there. Here's another chance for the Mustangs as they move in. Boy, Moriarty's been under siege here. Now Roach on the far side tries to throw it in front. Norwood is kind of battling there with kind of tough to get the number. Looks like number 9, Langston Coyle, had the chance. And now the Norwood coaches want this call reversed here.
I think it got Sviat came up pretty high.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to go to the box.
The hard part here is Sviat has got himself some size, And he was on Braden Rott's number 15, who's just a little bit smaller than Sviat. So it kind of looks maybe worse than it was. I remember my youngest son, Danielle, wasn't the tallest kid, and he managed to kind of pull a few penalties when a bigger kid would knock him down. And he'd be like, oh. But so...
Hey, drawing penalties is part of the game, isn't it?
Yep.
And Rotz did just that.
Whatever he could do.
To send Antipkin to the box. So with Norwood's leading scorer in the penalty box here, Holliston will try to recoup the goal they gave up not that long ago. Valeri gives Norwood a 1-0 lead here early in the second period, and now Norwood will immediately have to go to work on the penalty kill. Ooh, almost a centering chance for Holliston. Norwood lost track of it for a moment as Jacob Sheehan had initially defended the pass from Oliver Leroux. And now getting tangled up in the corner is number 24, Ryan Grenham. He continues to work against Leroux. Grenham gives him a shove and Leroux goes down. Grenham goes down too. And now it's Billy Connolly who's tasked with taking the puck away. A lot of little rough and tumble plays. Painter can't find the handle on it for Holliston, and Norwood somewhat awkwardly finally ushers it out of the zone. It was effective, Mark, but it was kind of an awkward penalty kill there for Norwood, and Holliston just kind of couldn't quite connect.
And they haven't been able to really set up.
Oh, I thought we were going to jinx it on that shot.
That's why I kind of like paused for a moment. I'm like, let that one go wide.
Killian Painter, who is still searching for his first goal of the year, displays an excellent shot there. And Norwood, after they've killed off a minute 20 worth of this penalty, will get a change here. So some good work from Norwood's top penalty kill unit. Ryan Valeri remains out there as he is now joined by TJ Martin, Rocco Ferrioli, and number 23, Kevin Holkgren. There's a shot that is sticked aside by Foley. So now only 20 seconds remain.
Nice rush by Danny Kelly to snap that shot off there by the defenseman. Took that the entire way.
Painter tries to find some space. Foley lost it for a moment, but Leroux handles it behind the net. Here is Liam Fitzsimons. Swings it back over for Leroux. Leroux does a double back and makes a nice pass into the middle. He was looking to connect with Painter, but instead he connects with TJ Martin, who lofts it out of there. And Norwood has killed off their second penalty of the day. Good work from them.
It was interesting because just as Sviat was coming out of the box, the Mustangs had taken possession of the puck, and you could almost spring them. Instead, looks like, no, the icing was waved off here, but Sviat almost had a breakaway as he was coming out of the box, and I just don't think the Norwood defender saw him.
So now Holliston moving in. They get a little bit tangled up as Leroux was trying to find some space once more, and it comes back out for Cullen Ford. Cullen, more of the stay-at-home defenseman on this Holliston team. He plays most games and has a big role, but only one goal to his ledger. Costly turnover there potentially for Norwood. Good stick from Nick Connors as Holliston will turn things over to their second line. Number 14, Timothy Dwayne, a junior, is in there. And Norwood does eventually move it out as it ticks off of Ford.
Hand pass
whistle
here
here
so
for the hand pass as both teams will get a line change.
But another nice kill there from the Mustangs. At least this time, if I'm Holliston, it as opposed to their first penalty when Norwood was carrying the play, the Panthers had at least a little bit of offensive zone time on that man advantage, but still a strong kill by the Mustangs.
Max Conley now with it for Norwood. Almost turns it over, so Conley will turn this into a race. He's competing against Braden Rotz, but he gets there first. Now still behind the net. Rotz doing some good work. Tried to slide it out to number 9. That was Brady Mailing. And Holliston now will dump it back in. 9:20 to go.
Terrific block by Sviat. Laid out to be able to kind of knock down that centering pass.
Number 12 now behind the net for Holliston is Ford. He takes a little bit of a hit there from Langston Coyle, number 9. Didn't see a ton of Coyle there in the first period, but he's certainly been getting some run and creating chances for Norwood here in the second. And another glove save by Moriarty. We'll see another change.
Yeah, it makes things nice for the Mustangs to get that offensive zone face-off.
There it is once again, what we just saw. Mustangs taking a pretty high shot, and Moriarty, cool as a cucumber on that one, making a nice save. So a face-off to his right. Number 20 for Holliston, Colby Ullman, is back out there. There's Jacob Sheehan for Norwood, who tries to throw it on net, and the Panthers now rush the other way. Kind of strange, Mark, to be saying the Panthers, even though there's some clockers out there with the Ashland-Holliston co-op.
Yeah, you often wonder how they decide, exactly who it's going to be.
That's right.
When Norwood and Dedham got together a couple years ago to form Deadwood for their lacrosse, which still ranks to me as one of the best town names.
Oh, here's a chance for Sheehan as he tries to move in, tries to get around Kelly, and he hit the twine on the back of the net. Good chance there for Jacob Sheehan.
Oh, that was loose. Quick whistle.
It was whistled off. Trahan there on the backside tried to put it through, but Moriarty may have slid over, maybe just in time. A quick whistle helps out Holliston, and that could have been a 2-goal lead for Norwood. Let's check that replay out.
Yeah, I think he had it at least covered right here, and then you can see it sneaks off of the glove.
Yeah, it was the post, I think, also helping them. So Mark Trahan, who is Norwood's leading scorer from the defenseman position with 12 points this year, almost adds another one to his ledger. Either way, the Mustangs will go back to work here. Number 16, Braden Lee, has been involved in a lot of these little scrums, and he continues to be there on the near boards up off in the corner. Played on up a little bit for Leroux, but a turnover for Holliston. Here's Sheehan, takes a low shot that almost goes through the 5-hole. Good look from Sheehan as Lee goes down.
Yeah, Lee was right there, too, for that rebound. Moriarty was lucky that Lee got tangled up a little bit, but he was right there to bury that.
Trahan gives Ford a little shove in the back. Sheehan takes one in reciprocity. And now number 13, Liam Fitzsimons, battling with Trahan again, gets it for Sheehan. Sheehan and Trahan do a lot of the dirty work for this Norwood team, and they've got the points as well. There is a long pass. Billy Connolly gets there first as Brogan Roche was closing in on him, and Norwood swings it out of the zone. Fitzsimons right in front of our cameras, battling with number 29, TJ Martin. Martin has the lone goal so far for Norwood. Martin still again gets tangled up with the referee this time, and eventually comes out for Leroux. Leroux decides to dump, and Holliston will take a change with 7 minutes left in the period. Here's Martin now the other way with speed. Beating him to the puck is number 3, Evann Kuharich. Kuharich has had a strong game defensively for Holliston, as we see more and more folks piling into the skating club. Here's Painter. He moves in, and the shot once again from Painter just goes wide. He's got a cannon mark, but he's been off the mark twice. There's a nice lead pass for Norwood. Moriarty gets the first save, battling for a rebound chance for the Mustangs, and there was a big open ice hit that Painter delivered on Valeri. The Mustangs now still with it as they regain possession. Swings it out in front. Number 14 for Holliston. This is Timothy Duane coming away with it. Swings it for Martin. Martin checks his side view as he eschews that check from Nick Connors. And now Norwood plays it up. Number 8 for the Mustangs with it. That's Dan Reen as Norwood goes to their third line here. They've got Michael Grenham on there as well. And we see number 12, John Lynch, getting some ice time. Coach Allen, Mark, really mixing things up here now.
Again, if you look at something like that, the chance that you can have this third line, and we're not going to get what's nice is, oh, no, they are. I just say that, and they do throw out the change of defensemen there anyway. But if you're able to kind of throw at least 3 lines out there, sometimes some coaches tend to kind of shorten benches. But come third period, if you're just playing rolling 2 lines for the first 2 periods, by the time the third rolls around, that first 2 lines, there's not much left in the tank. So if you can get, some time here for your third line, maybe even a fourth line, give some of your top lines a little bit of a rest, can only help you as the game progresses.
So that one goes right into the breadbasket of Foley. But yeah, good work from that line as we saw Lynch kind of get a little bit tangled up on that draw, and some nice trust from Coach Allen. So he'll turn things over now to the line of looks like Jason Gillis along with Fiat Tipkin, and we'll see a couple other members of the team in just a moment. Looks like Kevin Roach is out there as well as Langston Coyle. Norwood plays it up for Gillis. Gillis looking for room, takes the shot. Oh, that was a good look out of nowhere. Jason Gillis kind of creating his own shot.
You're right there in that shooting zone between the 2 face-off circles, and Gillis just let it rip quickly. But again, I'll tell you, Moriarty has been playing some outstanding tending tonight. Really cutting his angles nicely and not giving the shooters an awful lot to shoot at.
Moriarty's got an even 900 save percentage on the season, although maybe it might not be after the 1 goal he's given up today. But he's done a great job giving up a little bit over 2 goals a game, but Again, not sure if he's from Holliston or from Ashland, but he's been really important, and the team's been leaning on him. Brendan Reet has gotten a couple starts for them, and I'm not sure if Caleb Greenberg is injured. He's listed as a captain on our list, but I don't think he's seen much action this year as the third goalie on the roster. So either way, a couple changes for the teams as Braden Lee comes out to take the face-off here for Norwood. He is opposed by the big body of Liam Fitzsimons. Fitzsimons wins the draw clearly back to Koharich, who tries to swing it around the boards for Brogan Roach. And another quick whistle, as we hear a lot of them, and Mark Trahan picks it up. His face-off will again come into the Norwood offensive zone, and so Lee will go right back to work. Ryan Grenham, number 24 on defense, along with number 10, Billy Connolly. And Trahan is playing forward once again with number 21, Jacob Sheehan.
Yeah, I think they've moved Mark up front because he's been up there all day. So it's just kind of been the story of the season.
And you could hear the come on over our speakers there.
A few folks to the left. But
not super thrilled about that
Connolly
call
might have slowed up a little bit.
So either way, we'll come back all the way the other way on the ice. And I think this should be Lee once again taking the draw with Sheehan and with Trahan. So a little extra responsibility for what is usually Norwood's, or at least at the beginning of the season, their third defensive crew of Ryan Grenham and Billy Connolly, but they've done a nice job so far here today. Holliston trying to get some space in front. Cullen Ford was there. Swings it over for Killian Painter. And now for number 8 for Holliston. That's Nick Connors. Trying to find some space, but the hand goes up from the referee. And Norwood will swing things back. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remain. Nice work there from the Mustangs. And number 16, Braden Lee, has had a nice all-around game today.
Really has. I'm just kind of watching. It looks like we got an elbowing call here.
Yeah. So Holliston is going to head to the box. It's going to be number 14, Timothy Duane, a junior who is called for the penalty. So with 4:21 to go in what's been another fast-moving period, Mark, Norwood will get their second opportunity here on the power play.
Yeah, this is going to be a big kill for Holliston. They really haven't been able to generate an awful lot of offense this period. It's been primarily the Mustangs. And, again, with 4 minutes left, a late goal here in the second.
Oh, chance for the Mustangs as Sheehan was on the doorstep.
Would not be something that Holliston wants to face going into the third. So be a big kill for them. Big momentum shift if the Mustangs can bury one here.
So the way that Trahan's been playing, it looks like Norwood's got 5 forwards out there right now as Martin moves in with speed. Nice play by Koharich to pick his pocket. The Mustangs have Trahan, Martin, Sheehan, Valeri, and Antipkin. That's the crew of 5 for them, trying to add another goal to their total.
I think that is what's kind of nice about having someone like Trahan move to the forward. You can throw him defensively with that mindset. And like you said, still basically look like you're going 5 forwards on the power play.
Here's Valeri there on the far boards. Doubles back as he's watched by the big body of Fitzsimons. Swings it over. Behind the goal now. Norwood continuing to work to get some space, but good work by Koharich with Fitzsimons watching him. Now moving in with space is Trahan. Norwood pokes it forward, and deciding to see a face-off near him is Moriarty with 50 seconds remaining on the power play.
Let's see if coach changes him out after. I mean, they've been out there a good solid 110. He's going to let these guys try to go the full 2.
Yeah, it was in the offensive end almost the whole time, so Norwood sticking with this top power play unit, and Sheehan will be the one to take the draw. He wins it fairly cleanly. Back for Martin. He plays a little pitch and catch with Valeri, tries a drive, and a couple of fans near us thought that was going through. Another big save from Moriarty, and that only took about 8 seconds off the clock for Holliston.
He has seen the puck really well, and I'll give credit there to the Holliston penalty kill. They are, opening up lanes such that Moriarty can see the puck. I'm going to use the word fairly easily. It's easily for him, but
that's true.
So he is. They've made his job at least a little easier by trying to clean out bodies in front of him to screen.
Here is Martin. He has the goal for Norwood today. Swings it to the side, and a big drive from Antipkin just goes wide. Gets it back. Another drive on net, and this one is scrambled, produces a nice rebound for Norwood. So they'll continue to apply the pressure. It's Martin again as the puck just tickles out of the blue line. It was close from here. We didn't have a good view. We might have to ask Paige Pinola if that went out.
Yeah.
But either way, the faceoff will come outside the zone.
Yeah, I think you're going to get my sense would be, coach is going to switch him out here, but just popped over his stick.
Unfortunate for Norwood, who looks like they were trying to cycle things through once again. So it'll be McDougal to take the draw. He's out there with Gillis. Looks like number 27, Rocco Farioli, number 23, Kevin Holmgren, and number 16, Braden Lee, rounding out the second power play unit for the Mustangs. Here's McDougal behind the net, makes a nice move, finds himself in front, but falls down, and Holliston will clear it. That mark should just about do it for the power play. Good work from the Mustangs. They got a couple shots on goal. This one almost a dangerous turnover as there was some miscommunication between the Norwood back line. And now Holliston gets a quick shot away. Finding some space was Nick Connor. And I think we get an inadvertent whistle off the scoreboard there.
The scoreboard went out for a second.
Yeah.
And I think Sue Brown is kind of waving the referee over there just to kind of clarify what happened, but it's back on now.
Right.
And I remember one time last year, the scoreboard went out for quite some time.
Yeah, we had a long delay, didn't we?
And I was nowhere near it this time, so I know that Domingo tried to blame me for it last year, but he can't on this one because I was nowhere near the scoreboard.
That's right. I think you were suspect number one on our broadcast for that one last year. Either way, we are right back to action very quickly as Jason Gillis gets to work trying to get around Danny Kelly. Kelly pulls him down, and a couple folks pointing for a penalty call, but nothing coming on that one. McDougal here, and Braden Lee for Norwood trying to make an opportunity. Number 14, Timothy Dwayne is there for Holliston, and Norwood trying to keep it in the zone. But here's a 2-on-1. Connors to the left, but Painter takes it himself, and another big save on Painter by Brody Foley. Good work from him. We know Painter's got a good shot. He's shown that a couple times today, and Foley up for a task. So 90 seconds to go here. And this one could spring LaRoe as he moves in, and Norwood gets a nice defensive play. I think that was Kevin Holmgren who was able to stick it away from him. He and Farioli were both back.
Couple passes right there. Holliston trying to spring somebody late.
And let's see if Norwood can spring someone. Here's Jacob Sheehan. He moves in, loses control of it, but gets it back behind the goal. And the referee with his hand up.
He's not
He'll
pointing.
Signal that Holliston has not committed a penalty.
Well, no, I was wondering if he was going to call a penalty shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they will get the box going.
Yep.
It's going to be number 3, Evan Kuharich, who will be called for the penalty. As Norwood's power play unit that we saw just a moment ago will jog right back out there. Jacob Sheehan with a really good chance there, turning that into a breakaway. Just lost it at the last second, and as Mark said, in one of universe, could have earned a penalty shot there. But either way, he earns Norwood some more time with the man advantage. And the Mustangs trying to add to this 1-goal lead. Over to the side for Ryan Valeri. Back for Martin. He takes a shot that gets blocked initially, but a nifty little chance there on the back end. Sheehan swings it for Martin again, who finds Antipkin. He's marked by Fitzsimons, and this shot goes right into the belly of Moriarty. So
yeah, this is a good grouping of combination. They'll swap out Gillis here for Sviat, but you've got some playmakers here out on the ice. These 5 skaters are really, really talented, so this is kind of a nice makeup here for this power play.
Nice win by Sheehan on the draw. Gets it back for Valeri. Martin with some nice composure swings it for Gillis. Here's Martin again. Over for Gillis. Those two playing pitch and catch, but an opportunity in front. Trahan found himself with the puck on his stick on the doorstep, but couldn't convert. So Norwood maybe mark with one more chance with 15 seconds left on the clock. Here's Mark Trahan. Gets around LaRoe. The pass coming in as Valeri tried to find some space. Instead it's Sheehan. Sheehan behind the net. 4 seconds left. Swings it for Gillis. Norwood's going to have to get a shot off, and this one is blocked.
Block. Yeah, it never got through.
Yeah, LaRoe.
Great job by LaRoe, yeah.
Did a great job to prevent Norwood from getting the chance. So an even minute mark coming into the third period that Norwood's going to have some good motivation for. The team heads off with a strong period, I thought. 1 goal to show for it, but obviously the way you see Holliston just springing up with chances left and right, that could be a little bit of a tenuous one.
I agree. I mean, again, this is a very talented Holliston team, Holliston Ashland team. Their record clearly shows it. Their recent string of wins. So we knew coming in the Mustangs were going to have this was going to be a dogfight. That's exactly what it is. And, Martin gets that one early, which is nice. But it's certainly anyone's game here as we head to that third.
So there head off the last couple of Holliston players. Oliver Leroux, number 6, was the one that blocked that last shot just a moment ago. So we'll hope you will join us on the other side of this. Period 3 coming up, and then the girls' game, senior night for girls hockey. It's a full night of action. It's hockey night in Norwood. We'll be back in just a little bit. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Skating Club of Boston. I'm Joe Pinola along with Mark Hoover as we get set for the third period of action between Holliston/Ashland, the co-op hockey team that we've got going on, and the Norwood Mustangs. And the Mustangs, Mark, are starting off period 3 on the power play. They've got a minute here to try to see if they can add to this 1-goal lead. Nice
having a fresh sheet of ice, although, especially down by that Zamboni door just to our left, it gets a little sloppy, and you can already see it here as pucks.
Oh, yeah, this could have been a costly turnover. Foley has to come out a little bit from the net to try to stick this one away. Norwood loses track of it, but you're right, Mark. A little bit of extra friction, and that puck is having some difficulty sliding.
Yeah, so it's interesting because Coach Allen usually likes to try to wait a little bit longer once that Zamboni gets off the ice to let the surface sit for a little bit, because it really takes a while to freeze back up.
Beautiful pass.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
What a shot from Valeri, but what a beautiful pass from Trohan to try to set him up. Those two nearly connected and nearly put Norwood up 2-0.
I was checking with one of the coaches.
Oh, here's Leroux with a turnover. Here. Nifty move. And Leroux dumps it through for Holliston. Oliver Leroux has had chances upon chances today, creating his own shot, but there is goal number 13 on the season for the junior, who has looked impressive, although it looks like number 13, Liam Fitzsimons, is going through the line. Mark, I think he might have gotten a stick on it.
Certainly might have. It was a terrific move there by Leroux to get onto the backhand. And again, I think I'm not making any excuses. It was a terrific play by Leroux, number 6, but Norwood that puck gets just stuck right there at the face-off circle, and those passes aren't moving nearly as quick. And I know that right now, I think I heard Chuck you can tell he's a little bit irate because his hat is off.
Yep.
So you know that he's going to be have a few words over there to say to the ref. Ref is shaking his head no, but I don't think he's going to get a change. But I think Chuck is trying to figure out exactly what was happening.
He is explaining something out with passion.
Yeah.
So let's check a look. Let's check out the replay, we'll watch Chuck get a little bit animated more. There he is. So.
Well, we're trying to find a replay. It's funny, we go. We have a replay of Chuck getting animated.
There's a lot going on right now.
Exactly.
As Leroux closed in for that goal, I didn't even see Fitzsimons in the picture.
Well, see, it's funny because we had just mentioned this. So, here comes the squeegee. This you don't see all that often. The ref is coming out with a squeegee, but it's exactly what Coach Allen has often said that happens here sometimes, is that. Especially we only had one Zamboni doing the ice. Sometimes they've had 2 come through here,
right?
And that can leave even more water. And what's interesting about the skating club in terms of the rink here, they have such an amazing facility, and it is so technical. They can raise and lower the temperature of the ice, because if this is also obviously primarily a figure skating club, and a lot of figure skaters actually practice on this particular rink. There is synchronized that goes here on the rink. Look at the replay. There's that backhand. Yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, Leroux put it through.
Got it all the way.
Maybe we just missed him going through the line first. Fitzsimons was right there kind of clearing out some space, but that was all Ollie Leroux.
Beautiful
goal. He gets
goal.
Credit. 13 goals for him this season. Unbelievable.
That's a fantastic goal. But again, so normally this ice is actually a bit warmer than what you would have for hockey because it's for figure skating and they need their edge work more. So it tends to be a little softer, and so therefore it's not as cold, and therefore the water doesn't freeze as quick when the Zambonis get off. So again, I'm not making certainly any excuses, but I did note that the Zamboni got off, the refs were on, the nets were on, and they were on the ice usually a little sooner than Coach Allen likes to have them in. if for nothing else, not for any sort of advantage, both squads have trouble with that puck. It just comes to a complete stop. And you saw that kind of led to that turnover there. And, kudos to Leroux, right? He's going to, jump on that puck just sitting there. And he still had to make a nifty play to go to the backhand for the goal. An equalizer 52 seconds in. Certainly not what the Mustangs wanted, a shorthanded bid, right? We were talking about, hey, the Mustangs start off with a man advantage.
Didn't know it would go the other way.
It went the other way. So let's see what the Mustangs can do and see if Holliston has a little bit of pickup in their step.
Yeah, that can happen to you when you get a goal early in the period. Well explained, Mark. So if you ever want to come guest lecture for physics, we are ready for you
here
at Norwood High.
Here on the ice, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, some interesting tidbits about the skating club, the technicalities of the rink here. But either way, the main thing that happens, and we have another turnover in front of the net on the heels of it that Brogan Roach almost took advantage of. But again, the end result is a weird play, but Leroux had to be there and had to deliver a nifty move and a great shot, which he did.
Oh, for sure. Taking nothing away from his goal whatsoever. I mean, he was Johnny on the spot and still had to finish it, and he did so ready. Beautifully.
So Norwood now will go back to the drawing board where they were to start the second period as they come back out to an even score. But some good effort there from Brayton Lee, gets there first as he tried to drop a pass off for Jacob Sheehan. Lee instead now gives it up. Max Connolly takes a drive. Actually, I think that was Kevin Holtgren, but another save by Moriarty, who, now with Holliston evening this game up, more eyes are on that Holliston goalie to try to keep this where it is and give Holliston maybe a chance to get another goal in a weird play, because that seems to be what their playing style has been.
Yeah. And I think that's the part that makes you just a little nervous is a goalie like Moriarty playing so...
Oh, here's a chance, speaking of weird plays.
Very well.
As Norwood almost found the back door, Sheehan was there, but Kuharich and Painter did a nice job defensively. Here's Martin now moving in, takes the shot on goal. Moriarty is there again, but tell you, Mark, through traffic, that was a pretty good shot from TJ Martin on the wrister.
Yeah, he let that go real quick, kind of using the defenseman as a screen, and a strong glove save there by Moriarty.
So we'll see a face-off to his right. 12:48 to go here in the third period, as the Mustangs and the Panthers, I guess, technically, of Holliston Ashland going at it. Painter comes away with it. We know he's not afraid to let it rip. Thought about it there for a moment, but he gets tangled up with Valeri. Comes around behind the goal for the Mustangs as they swing it up. Kept in by Danny Kelly, and the Mustangs get a block in front from Rocco Ferrioli. Back out again for Kelly as he gets around the stick of Owen McDougall. And here's Valeri again for Norwood. Sent in by Kuharich. Brody Foley has had a strong game for Norwood in net. Mark, he's kept Norwood in this game with a couple big saves at some big times.
Without question. Hasn't been challenged a lot, but when he has stood up well.
And here's an opportunity for Norwood, moving in with a shot. There was a big hit there on the far side. I think Sheehan was on the receiving end of it, but Norwood, in his stead, set up a good chance in front of the goal. Here's a drive towards the front of the net. Gillis tries a second chance opportunity, but Moriarty makes the save again. So the junior Jason Gillis trying to find a home for that puck.
For a quick second there, I thought he got Moriarty on the far side, and I looked up and go, oh, that's in the back of the... No.
So Norwood will stick out here with Gillis taking the draw. He's on the line with Sviat Antipkin and Langston Coyle. Nice to see those three together. I have Sviat and Langston both in the same class in period 7, the last period of the day. And I believe it was the last game, I think, against Holliston. They said to me, yeah, our line scored. We each contributed to it. And there's some great kids and some great hockey players. This one sneaks out, though, and Billy Connolly will have to dial it back. Tries to dump it into Coyle, but he's unable to corral it. On the far side, Holliston gets it up. Here's number 16, Tony Moschini. Haven't seen a lot from Tony, but he seems to be a depth piece on defense for Holliston, who's had a nice game as well.
Yeah, again, you look at he's got that size, defensively.
Foley showing us the size as well as he gives the camera a little bit of a side eye there. We got cameras all over today, Marco. Great crew with NCM. Obviously the cameras that are built into the building here at the skating club. We've got the one behind us that Evan O'Neill's doing a great job with. I think that shot was from Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood lets another one rip. And it seems like we say this all the time. Moriarty comes up with another big save.
It's funny you mentioned, the setup that we have here that NCM has here, and Jack Tolman with the little talk
Other
there in
drive.
the beginning there, following the tragedy that took place in the members here of the Skating Club of Boston. But the partnership that the skating club has had with not only Norwood hockey, both the boys and girls high school, but the youth program, the Nuggets.
Oh, here's a chance once again. Getting a stick in the way was number 24, Grady Lucas.
Oh, pop there.
A little bit of a strange chance. Norwood comes back with it the other way. Billy Connolly with number 15, Braden Rotz closing in on him. They tried a long pass up for Trahan, but here's a chance. Trahan moving in, slides it over, gets it back. Look at this passing
bang,
from Norwood.
bang, bang.
Oh, they score.
That was beautiful.
That puck ping-ponged around, left, right, left, right. Trahan was the one that continued the passing for Norwood, and the goal coming here, I think, was it Kevin Roach there? No, it was Braden Lee, number 16, excuse me. What work from the Mustangs to get that one through.
Completely unselfish there. I mean, I think that was, I was talking to one of the coaches between the second and third in terms of Trahan now, like playing some forward. And I guess the coach said that they had actually moved him up to the forward during the Dedham game. And, we knew what he did defensively in terms of his goal scoring. And you just look at that right there in terms of the poise of Trahan not to take that shot. Again, Moriarty's got that, closed down. And Trahan takes his time. He finds Lee there on the backside with just literally puts it right on the tape, and Lee just drives it home. That was picture perfect.
Watching that play develop, Mark, and here's another chance as Martin moves in with Valeri to his side. Wow, Norwood has really woken up here. But watching that play, I was thinking, all right, there's the extra pass on the one that Lee slid it back to Trahan, and yet you got the extra pass on top of that ultimately resulted in really no chance for the Holliston goalie.
No.
They just put his head on a swivel. And this one ticks through. Unbelievable. I think this time, was it Jacob Sheehan? We got another little battle up front, and Norwood slides this through. No, it was Owen McDougall. So Owen McDougall comes away with the goal for Norwood. That's his third of the season as Norwood takes advantage with some confusion in front of the Holliston net. Let's check it out again.
Yeah, I think certainly Moriarty would like to have this one back. He's looking to try
juicy rebound.
He was trying to cover that one up with a glove. Just couldn't do it. And then gives a little extra how do you do with the stick there, I think, as Valeri was coming by.
So this game has turned in a hurry. A game that was 1-0 Norwood coming into the period, and you felt the shorthanded goal from Holliston take the wind out of Norwood's sails. But right back at it, Norwood 2 goals within a minute. And could we have a third? Jason Gillis moves in. Oh, the Norwood offense is clicking on all cylinders right now as Farioli gives a shove to Timothy Duane.
A terrific response by the Mustangs.
Here's Gillis moves in, loses control for a second as Cullen Ford chases him, but a beautiful pass up front, and Antipkin almost collected on that one. Another pass in front as he centers for Antipkin. Farioli throws it on net, and Moriarty gets his glove on this one.
Holliston just trying to survive right now. I mean, it is a game of, ebbs and flows, and so I think, a chance to take this face off, get the lines that you want. But boy, what a response by the Mustangs. 2 goals in certainly less than a minute.
And the second one, again, off that juicy rebound, right place, right time, as the Mustangs go back to work here. They've got number 8, Dan Reen, in there, so it looks like Norwood has turned things back over to that third line, featuring Reen. He's got number 17, Michael Grenham, and number 12, John Lynch, who's centering the line. So nice to see some other players getting a chance to get some action and maybe some important rest here for Norwood's top 2 lines. Here's Reen, slides it over here, and now John Lynch leading the rush. Lynch moves in, tries to find some space, gets around Koharic for a moment and throws it on net. Comes back out for Farioli. Rocco makes a nice stop, dekes out his defender Rotz, throws it on net. Trying to come away with the second chance was Grenham, who tries the backside, no good. Reen back for Farioli. Rocco fakes a shot, gets around Rotz again, around another defender. Here he comes, throws it on net, and it almost found some space. Nifty moves from a defenseman there.
Fantastic moves there.
Now a little bit of a shove here near the near boards. It was number 17. That was Michael Grenham who delivered it. As still a little bit of a tie-up. causes Holliston to come away with it. Here's Braden Rotz as his pocket pick for a moment. Norwood continuing to play physical with this third line. Here's Trahan, who has re-entered. As he dumps it in, and Norwood will get a full change.
Yeah, it's interesting here. You know you're in trouble if you're Holliston when you are having trouble just getting your own change, and the puck is in your zone. Meanwhile, Norwood was able to get fresh legs in.
And that fresh legs features Trahan, who made magic just a moment ago with Lee, and this one almost came through as Sheehan tried the backhand.
Terrific
Lee
job
now
by Lucas there defensively to get a stick on it, number 24.
Finding some space. Still with it, but loses it to Fitzsimons. And now a little bit of a shove there on number 8, Nick Connors. Holliston comes into the zone, but going down on the play was Connors, so it'll be up to the rest of the team to do it. Here's Trahan. Long lead pass, spun Sheehan around, but instead Lucas will chase this all the way back. He beats Sheehan to the puck, dumps it in for Roach, and ultimately Norwood comes away, taking it away from Fitzsimons. Leroux with another chance. We know how dangerous he is there, Mark.
That was lucky.
And now Braden Lee near the far side. Sheehan with it. And now Trahan. Now Holliston with 3 players around the puck. We'll send it down the other way, and we'll have an icing.
Yeah, the Mustangs there were fortunate as Leroux had kind of stepped in to intercept that D-to-D pass, but wasn't able to capitalize.
So there is Brody Foley, who made a couple big saves. And, those saves kept Norwood in it. And now he's looking at a 2-goal cushion with 6.5 minutes to go. Norwood's offense still looking for an extra goal. They haven't taken any foot off the gas here. As Kevin Roach battling with Painter. Slings it up for number 8. This is Nick Connors. Connors dumps it off for Timothy Dwayne as this one rattles around the near boards. Big hit from Painter right in front of us.
I mean, it's a nice hit by Painter, and it was interesting though. He tried to basically stand above Roach and kind of give him a once-over, and I'm like, really just get back in the play. And all that's going to wind up in an icing here.
All right, it will ultimately go that way. So Holliston, Ashland kind of running out of time now, Mark, after it looked like they had all the momentum. So we'll see the faceoff go all the way to the right of Moriarty. How many offensive zone faceoffs have we seen today? Obviously a number of frozen pucks, great saves, but Norwood's chances seemingly have come in transition as opposed to off of the draw like this.
Yeah, agreed.
So let's see what they're able to do. Farioli, who showed us his stick handling skills not long ago, slung it over there as he was trying to connect with, it looks like number 8. So Norwood's got that third line back out there again. And here's a chance. Moving in is Jason Gillis, and he puts it.
Outstanding. Dan Tipkin kind of started all that. He got that poke check in there, was able to dislodge the puck. It was a terrific defensive work there by Sviat. And then Gillis just jumped on that. I don't know if you could see it. Poked right there by Sviat. And Gillis was off to the races and was not to be denied. You can see the right-hand side there initially, and then he comes back. He's getting Moriarty kind of going towards his left, and then comes back blocker side. That's a terrific move to kind of get the goalie leaning in one direction and then to be able to shoot it back across the body. And that is a big goal. They always say the most dangerous lead in sports is the 2-goal lead. So now you got 3. So now you feel a little bit more comfortable with 5:20 left.
Norwood has poured it on with 3 goals in the third period. As I believe I had said they had the third line out there. It was actually their second line that delivered with Antipkin and Coyle, I believe, getting assists on the play. And they're going to get another one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Everything is going Norwood's way after an awkward bounce to start the period. This time it's Antipkin who just got the assist a moment ago, and Sviat collects another goal.
Fair's fair. Gillis gives him the assist as he gets it back on there. I think it changed some direction off the Holliston defender.
Yep.
But again, Sviat, Johnny on the spot. And back-to-back goals there. Again,
5-1 now, Mark.
Yeah.
This game was 1-0 Norwood heading into the period. Unbelievable how it's gone.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, it was 1-0 coming into the third. Norwood on the power play. Holliston gets the shorthanded goal to tie it up at 1. And there's Sviat right there.
Wow,
That's
beautiful.
Great concentration on his part, because Gillis had kind of gotten that puck and then just basically turned and went whack, just fired it. You can see it change its direction off the Holliston player, and then Sviat was right there to gobble that up. Holliston takes their timeout. Understandably, Coach Bedard there is probably trying to, settle everybody down. Is it certainly, the old expression, kind of wheels fell off.
Oh.
Bedard is in his third year, former Holliston guy, played here for this, the Panthers, a 2015 grad, so he knows the program really well. And, as Doc likes to say, kudos to what he has been able to do in terms of turning this program around. It certainly helps having numbers, as we talked earlier with Ashland. But the fact that you've gone from a 1-win season to already 6 victories this year speaks testaments to certainly the coaching staff and this Holliston team. And it's interesting because Holliston, they are, again, currently sitting, I think, 21 in the power ranking. They've got some tough games coming up.
They've got a lot of games still.
Yeah.
5 still to play. Norwood looking for more as they try to move in there with number 16, Braden Lee. Lee's already got one today. But yeah, Mark, 5 more games on the schedule for Holliston, who, it was this team's stated goal before the season. Let's get back in the playoffs. Holliston and Ashland, it had been a little while for both schools, especially Holliston. As Sheehan slides it over for Trahan, who takes the shot. Wow, chances aplenty right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a shooting gallery right here for Moriarty.
But if you're Holliston, you got to at least now keep this game close, because you're starting to look at your number 21 ranking in D3 and saying that could fall apart pretty quickly if, like you said, the wheels continue to fall off here.
Yeah, you need to kind of keep that goal differential. You don't want to be a sub 500 team, because then you really got to kind of worry about those rankings.
Right. If you're over 500, you're in automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
Holliston at 6-7-1, buoyed by the fact that they are 4-0 out of conference.
Yep.
So that's something also to keep an eye on, as they have struggled still inside the TVL to the tone of 2-7-1, and obviously today's result is probably not going to go their favor. So Norwood still looking for more. Here's Ryan Valeri. He wants one for himself now. Valeri moves in trying to get a second chance, but doesn't find it. Norwood's got goals from TJ Martin. They got on the board with what stands right now to be the game-winning goal from Braden Lee, and also getting goals from trying to kind of go back in the Rolodex here, from Sviat Antipkin, from Jason Gillis, and I'm missing one of them here.
No, who got the third one?
Looking back kind of at my list, Owen McDougall, was the one that connected with a bit of an awkward bouncing puck there. So, again, that's Martin, that's Lee, that's McDougall, that's Gillis, that's Antipkin. It's a number of assists for a lot of the players on this team. It has been a scoring outburst for the Mustangs in the third period.
It's something the Mustangs have been somewhat lacking, although they did put up 5 against Wellesley the other night in that overtime loss as part of the Ed Burns Coffee Pot tournament. But it had been a while since the Mustangs had, put up that many goals, and it's kind of nice to see that it's a balanced number in terms of those that are, scoring the goals. So
they still want it. You heard John Lynch tapping that stick right near us. Lynch had a breakaway chance a moment ago, and now he leads a rush into the zone with 2:30 left on the clock. He takes a hit from Kuharich. Now slings it over for Michael Grenham. Holliston behind the net. Looks like they've got a couple other players checking in. We see Ryan Raffy, a senior who's on the ice right now. So the Panthers giving a chance to some other folks. Number 20, Colby Ullman is back out there as well, another senior.
Yeah, if I'm looking down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
a lot of seniors.
8, 9, 10, 11, 13 seniors on this squad. So
let's see if Norwood can add to this total. Billy Connolly is here on defense, back with his defensive partner Ryan Grenham. But this line for Norwood, that actually is the line that has the most goals, of Sviat Antipkin, Langston Coyle, and Jason Gillis. I think the 3 kids I've had in class are on the same line, and it's really neat to see that as their teacher. That they are really doing it. Actually, Max Conley as well is somebody that I've had, and I apologize if I'm missing anyone, kind of doing my quick check over the list. But I know those 3 are excited to play together, and they've done a great job. As we check back in with live play right in front of the Norwood coaches. Leading the charge here, it's Jason Gillis. Has his pocket picked by Kuharic. But a nice play there by number 15 for Norwood. That's Derek David, a freshman who came in with some extra energy. Here's a drive from the point by number 27, Farioli. Thought Moriarty was going to glove it, but instead it comes back into play. So a minute 14 to go in the game, but Norwood continuing this offensive attack, and finally the Panthers usher it out. Number 8, Dan Reen was in on it as Norwood will get another chance. And here comes Farioli with some ice in front of him, but unfortunately a bit of a bouncing puck gives him trouble, and this one goes up into the netting.
Yeah, you could see that Rocco's got a little spring in his step after that one play that he had where he made a couple nice moves and then tried to bury it home on the backhand, and ever since then you can see he's got that little giddy up, trying a few extra moves here and there. So on that last minute here, but this is
quick shot there from that's Michael Grenham, number 17. Kevin Holmgren plays into the corner for Dan Reen. Reen trying to get around Grady Lucas here, and now it is number 12 Ford who's in on the play. Norwood gets a shot away. This courtesy of Holmgren. Comes back out for Farioli. It's blocked in front. Now a chance on the backside for number 12. It was John Lynch who's back in there. 26 seconds left on the clock. Norwood still controlling it offensively. And finally the Panthers get a breath here. Back around for Brody Foley. Brody, who also played Norwood's last game, has done a great job and continues to make the most of the chances that he's had, although there haven't been a ton.
Kind of neat to see the girls' team is out there over that far corner as they getting ready for their game in senior night coming up.
And this is a nice way to start it as the period is just about to wind down.
It was at point.
Now hear the horn.
Right. It was at point 3. I'm like, okay, Sue, I think you can run that last 0.3 of a second off. But
I was kind of waiting for that whistle, saying this is the longest second I think of my life. But either way, the final time ticks off. It is a Norwood 5-1 win. If you watched us, Mark, the whole way through, this game, this final score does not reflect how this game was played at all.
No. I mean, if you were to open up the paper tomorrow, and I'm dating myself, and see a 5-1
maybe the Norwood record is here.
That's true. Good point. And you see a 5-1 score, you might think that this was something that was kind of out of hand from the beginning. But yeah, I mean, at one point early on in that third, it was 1-1, and Holliston and Ashland were right there. Norwood responded as they needed to, and then once they did, they absolutely took off, and they got the offense that they needed. And we got a bunch of folks coming. You want to get on the air?
A lot of folks in here today, and we know there's going to be more so coming up, obviously, for senior night for the girls. So we'll be carrying that on NCM. Yep. But if you stick with us, I think there's maybe a chance that we're going to get an interview here. So that will be exciting to hear about the boys snapping this losing skid and getting it from someone. And
I'm trying to look across on the ice. I see if anyone's got a headset anywhere.
I think Jacob Sheehan is looking for a headset, number 21.
Oh, there he is. I see Jack's on the far side. All right.
Jacob is kind of hanging out. I imagine he's just not exchanging pleasantries with the Holliston team. But he will get to that bench in a moment once Holliston clears out.
Jack's got the headset for him.
All right, so Jack Tolman, kind of the do-it-all leader here at NCM, but obviously we'll shout out the rest of our wonderful crew today. But in the meantime, Jacob Sheehan, who made a number of contributions in a lot of different ways, will join us in just a second.
Yeah, I guess while we're... Oh, has he got you up there Jacob?
Go. Can you hear us, Jacob?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jacob, congratulations. Nice job. The team gets back on the winning end today, and what a third period. How did that feel, seeing goal after this game was so tightly contested?
Oh, it was a great feeling. I mean, we went into the locker room in the end of the second period. We were down a little bit just because we had that one goal lead, but after that first goal we let up on the power play that we had, they had a penalty kill. We really just stuck to our game plan, get pucks in deep, just finish. I mean, we've had a tough time these last 6 games scoring, but back on the train.
Yeah, I mean that was a nice win tonight, Jacob. You had mentioned kind of the little speed bump that you guys have encountered here with a drop in the last 6. What's been kind of the mood in terms of in the locker room and what you guys needed to accomplish, today and then going forward?
I mean, we met as a team a couple times. After those meets, we kind of regrouped and said what we needed to do, and everybody took part in that. And after last game, we really grasped what we needed to do and got it done today. So looking to keep that up.
Jacob, we saw some shakeups on the lines today as well, and obviously that turned out some great results. Obviously going forward, we never know. You guys have 3 games left on the schedule, but looking up and down the roster, you guys had a lot of contributions all over. Speak to kind of the rest of the team and maybe guys stepping up today.
I mean, after the 4 or 5 game losing streak, we switched a few things up. We moved Mark Trahan up to forward, which was a big part of that. He's really good with forechecking, and he's really offensive minded, so we really needed that little spark in our offensive zone. And then coach just shook up the defensive lines a little bit, started running 4 or 5D a game, and people wanted to be there, so really worked out.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was looking, Jacob, when you had that, your power play now, having someone like Mark Trahan on that power play with the defensive background that he has, now that he's kind of like, it's almost as if you're running 5 forwards out on the power play, between yourself, Valeri, Martin. What's that kind of like now to have those 5 guys, knowing you've got a defenseman who's really now kind of also playing in that forward position?
It's really a difference maker. Mark, over the last couple of games, he's really brought a spark to the offensive zone, and us being all 5 forwards in there, we just like to get shots on net and cross the net. So that speaking, we just kind of needed that spark, and he brought it to us, and so did the rest of the 4 forwards that were out there.
Well, Jacob, congratulations on the win. I'm sure you're going to get a nice reception when you head back into that locker room. Enjoy it, and we look forward to seeing you here at the skating club again soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, great job, Jacob.
Jacob Sheehan, there he goes, who did a great job today in all facets of the game. But the result here, a 5-1 win for Norwood. A game, Mark, that was 1-0 going into the third. You wouldn't know it based on the final.
You would not know it based on the final, no. But, you had mentioned, as Jack had gotten over there to get the equipment to Jacob. And, again, this is the kind of stuff that NCM brings, right? That, you're getting these post-game interviews, live, so that folks can hear what Jacob has to say and get some insight into these games. But Jack did bring, the A team today, obviously.
Oh, we brought everybody.
Everybody's here today. Brian Boudreau, Meghan Corbett's here, Kiki Thaxter, Ron Marshalsea, and then my best friend here, Evan O'Neill, who's been, she was here before doing the camera. Danielle DeMattia. See, I got that right. I used to butcher her last name. And then Tyler Lovell is helping us out here too. It was just a full team effort here today. It was fantastic.
And I think a lot of them are going to stick around for the girls' game. I know you are, Mark, and Joe DeVingo will swap in for me as we get ready for that. So stick with us. Don't turn off NCM. 5-1 win for the boys, and this is really exciting. And there's my family right in front of us.
The family there. That's awesome.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We hope you'll stay with us as we carry you the girls' senior night coming up in just a moment. But for the boys tonight, a 5-1 win over the co-op team of Holliston Ashland. See you soon, folks.
Have a great night, everybody.